Okay, guys. Welcome to the summer camp kickoff or Camp Kingsley's kickoff for this year 2022. I'm Rob Mahardy, Camp Director for Camp Kingsley, and just want to welcome everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about summer camp, some of the new programs we've got going, some of the old programs that we've got going and been working on, some of the improvements that we've made to camp over the last couple of years, some of the future improvements that we're working on at camp. And then at the very end, we will do a little bit of some of the other programs besides the summer camp at Camp Kingsley. And then I will take whoever's questions we've got as we're going along. If you guys have something, if you're online now and you have something, just throw it in the chat. I think Tom was going to moderate that for us as we go along. So without much else, let's get going with it. It is Cub Scout Summer Adventure Camp 2022. Our theme this year is superheroes, and we're really excited about that. We have a lot of cool ideas to incorporate the theme into different parts of the program this year, and a lot of neat things going on with it. All right, so summer camp this year, we'll run 3 sessions, and we are running basically the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th weeks of July. So session 1 goes July 13th through the 17th. Session 2, July 20th through the 24th, and session 3, July 27th through the 31st. Those are Wednesday evenings through Sunday. Yep. All right. First off, want to talk about our awesome programs. All our programs are built around the Cub Scouting program and are geared to support your unit through your basic program through the year and how we can help build skills for your program and how we can help support that. So we, of course, do Scout skill building. There are lots of advancement opportunities. We do tons of sports and games through the week. We do things like hiking and nature. And this year, we're going to incorporate a little bit more STEM activities into some of the things we do. A lot of superhero-y kind of stuff that we can build gadgets and things like that in there. We, of course, do community service and camp service to make our camp a little bit nicer than we found it, because that's what we do when we go camping. We try to leave something a little bit nicer than we found it. And of course, the greatest thing that we do is absolute fun. We want you guys to come, have a great time, and take back some of these things to your unit. Okay, one of our first primary areas that we're going to talk about is shooting sports area. In shooting sports, primarily broken up into 2 kind of main programs. We have our archery program, which we have a lot of new equipment there in the last few years, different size bows that we've been trying to get in there. We are looking at adding some things like adult leader shoots and things like that in there too. Our AOL scouts do what's called an action archery program, where they get to move from station to station while they're doing it. The other end of things is our BB gun program. Again, like I said, we're looking at some additional things with that. We have adult leader shoots that we're looking at, and other competition-y kind of things that we might do, some like, parent and child competitions. We also have slingshots available to do in some of our open times during that. So very exciting. Lots of new things that have happened on the range in the last couple of years. We have new pavilions. We have lots of new equipment down there. The next area we're going to talk about is the waterfront area. Connor, our waterfront director, is online with us. So I'm going to talk a little bit, and Connor, if you want to add anything to it in a second, go right ahead. Obviously, we talk swimming and we talk boating. For our swimming, we have a lot of aquatic adventures and games that they do down there. Safety first is our priority. when kids come into camp, they will be swim tested and put into different ability groups. Boating, we have lots of different activities for boating. We have canoes, kayaks, we have rowboats, we have paddle boats, lots of different opportunities to do different things with boats. And again, with the ability grouping thing, you don't necessarily have to be a swimmer to be out in a boat. There are opportunities for non-swimmers to go with lifeguards, or beginner swimmers to go with more experienced swimmers. Connor, is there anything you wanted to add on waterfront end of things?
Just one note. That's a good point, Rob. You did say about like lifeguards going out. That is not something that is irregular for us to be able to accommodate everyone so that they get to experience the boats. This past year was a blast. We did a little bit of a treasure hunt this year. That was new. And I plan on doing something very similar to that, and for something that the kids to look forward to, because I noticed the first year that I was with camp that boating just was kind of, floating around is fun, but that only lasts for so long. And so it was really fun to try and do new programs there with boats. But like you said, yeah, there's always staff down there for accommodating kids and being able to get out there and go on the boats. And we have, trust me, an armada worth of boats to try out. More boats than I'd like, because all the kids, whenever I ask them, what boat do you want? Well, let me think about it for 5 minutes. No, we don't have time for that. We gotta get moving. But other than that, yeah, that's all you pretty much covered it.
All right, thanks, Connor. All right. Another one of our program areas is our craft area, which we are going to incorporate a little bit more of STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics kind of stuff with. Our theme this year with superheroes is really kind of lends itself to do little projecty things, gadgety kind of things that a lot of superheroes use as we go along. So we're going to look at things like superhero science. We're going to take a look at, not necessarily where does, Spider-Man's webs come from or something like that, but how do they kind of work? How does a spider's web work? We're going to incorporate some nature-ish kind of stuff in there too. Our utility belt tech is going to be our craft gadget kind of stuff. We'll also have some drones, and we're going to do a little bit of introduction of the STEM Nova program into it this year. So it is a totally new updated STEM crafts combination program this year. We have lots of sports and games activities that we do at camp. Okay, can't talk about sports and games without talking about Gaga Ball. It is, of course, our blessing and our curse. It's a fun activity that is a lot of great times if it's supervised. Sometimes it gets a little out of control, and we have to kind of calm it down a little bit. But Gaga Ball is a blast. We also do a lot of camp-wide activities, like camp-wide kickball games, basketball. We have a human foosball court. Lots and lots of fun. That's a great one for adults and leaders to get involved in. We have our new mini golf course that was built this past year. Lots of other little activities like can jam and frisbee and frisbee golf and things like that we have throughout camp. Okay, another one of our major revision programs, and this is going to be, I will say this is going to be a continual revised program over the next couple of years, is our pedal sports area. We had a BMX program for a number of years now, and we're looking at revamping that. We're looking at multi-levels of a BMX track. We kind of have one kind of loop right now. We're looking at having a couple of different, ability level groups to that. We got a fantastic grant this year for a lot of different new bikes, including mountain bikes, and we have snow bikes, some neat different things. Lots of work going into over the next couple of years, mountain bike trails at camp. But for the younger guys too, we're looking at incorporating a learning to ride area. A lot of our younger scouts who come in as Tigers and stuff don't necessarily even know how to ride too well yet. So we're going to look at some areas that are a little bit flatter that we can do some stuff with balance bikes and learning how to basics of riding a bike. We're also going to revamp the pedal cars and get those back out on a pedal car track. And along with that, there'll be a nice new storage facility down at the pedal sports area. So that you'll see a lot of changes to that over the next couple of years, and we'll be phasing in these things as we go along. But a lot of the program we're going to phase in this year as we do this. So a little bit more of the facilities work will take place over the next couple of years. Speaking of some new things going on, we have our adventure playground where we have our trolley line, which kids get to move along down that. We have our bouldering wall. And oops, I don't know how to go back very well. So some other stuff that we're looking in there, we're looking at adding, revamping some of the stuff like the cargo net and the monkey bridge are going to be revamped over the next year or two here. And we're looking at adding a new element or two. I think one of the ones we're kicking around is like a culvert crawl. And there's a couple other things that we're looking at maybe over the next couple of years to revamp that and improve that area a little bit. Fishing is another mainstay of camp that we do. There's plenty of time for open fishing. If in the evenings and stuff, especially, there's open times where folks can go down with a parent and go out and fish. We fish from the fishing docks. We can fish from the council area. We just cannot fish from anywhere near the swimming areas. So, okay. So that's a lot of our program that we talk about. We also have some amazing things going on with our campsites. We have Adirondack lean-to sites that we have 3 main areas for our Adirondack lean-to sites. We also have wall tent sites, and we have spaces for those folks who want to bring their own tents along. Some exciting things is we are adding some more lean-tos. I hear a few may come this year, but some of that still with COVID things going on. I'm not sure that will happen this year, but it is definitely in the works to start adding a few more lean-tos, and then they're coming. It's just a matter of time. Can't talk about Camp Kingsley without giving a shout out to Chef Ron and the fantastic food service that we have. Our food service is dietitian approved. Chef Ron and others in our camp are Serve Safe certified, which is a training program. Gluten-free options are available. Please let us know if there are food allergies or dietary needs that you have. There's a form that's in the leader's guide that will be available soon for you guys to fill out and let us know, or just feel free to contact us over email on that. The earlier we know about those kind of things, the more we can accommodate. But the menu is built in with gluten-free options. Okay, there's always a chance for fellowship at camp. This is what we do. We meet new friends, we spend time together, we do lots of fun things like campfires. We also have all faith services, and we encourage over the last few years especially to get more and more interpack campfires going. And there's so much more that we could talk about all night here. The Weeblos Outpost program for our AOL second year Weeblos is just an amazing program where the kids hike around and they learn some basic scout skills. They learn the patrol method that they're going to be using when they move up to Boy Scouts. They camp out in an outpost site. They cook their meal out there. So lots of neat things that the second year Weeblos get to do. Like I said, I mentioned AOL, the AOL Action Archery. So there's a few special things that our final year campers in that second year Weeblo AOL year get to do. Okay, just wanted to mention a little bit about COVID-19 protocols, and if folks have questions, I will answer those the best that I can. We're, 5 or so months out from camp at this point, so we all know the way that things looked 5 months ago compared to the way things look now compared to how they looked 10 months ago. So this changes on a daily basis, but we will follow the most current regulations and guidelines provided to us by the CDC, the New York State Department of Health, and the Oneida County Department of Health. Our policies for mask wearing, temperature checks, screenings, all those sort of things. Our slide says may change. They probably will change between now and camp opening. Hopefully that things will be in a much better place than they are, in the winter of, 2022 right now, by the time summer rolls around. They were in a much better place last summer than they were the summer before that. So definitely optimistic about it. I mean, I can answer some questions on that, but the protocols will probably change between now and camp. Okay, so I just want to run through those dates one more time. First session is July 13th through the 17th. Second session is the 20th through the 21st. And the third session is the 27th through, or did I say, wow, I think I messed up the second session. 20th through the 24th. And the third session is the 27th through the 31st. So those are those second, third, fourth weekends in July, running Wednesday evening through Sundays. Okay, our prices are $350 for Cub Scouts. Our sibling Cub Scouts, so if you have a second one, it's a $25 discount. So $325, and our adult leader den chief charges are for $115. A late fee will kick in May, so please sign up early. Okay, so Superhero Adventure awaits, and registration is online at leatherstockingcouncil.org. That was up very early this year. That was up the first of the year. So registration is live now, and you can sign up whenever you're ready to do so. We look forward to seeing you. I'm going to pop up a different slide here in a second so we can take a look at some of the other things that we have going on this year. So if you give me just a second, I will do that. So these are some of our Camp Kingsley events besides summer camp that we have going on in 2022. Okay, Blizzard Camp is our winter camp program, similar to a summer camp, but it's winter camp for Scouts BSA and our older scouts in that sense. So that's going on. We had to do some COVID rescheduling this year, so we have 2 weekends going back to back in February instead of a weekend in January and then our new weekend in February. So we're going with 2 weekends in February this year. The OA induction weekend is another older scouts event that we have in April at Kingsley this year. But our spring work day is April 23rd. We'd love to have anyone who wants to come out and help us for the day, get camp open and running. And, it's kind of like owning a house, only, I don't know, 10-fold, 20-fold, 100-fold. There's always some stuff to be done. There's, maintenance to do, things to paint. And said we're looking at, we talked about a bunch of new programs that we're adding in this year, and some of that work will be done on that spring work day. But our first big signature event for Cub Scouts will be Mom and Me, and that will be May 6th through 7th. Mom and Me is our focus on mom kind of weekend. It is Mother's Day weekend, but it is a Friday and Saturday, so they come in on Friday night, have some program Friday evening, and then through the day on Saturday, there's all sorts of events going on. All our program areas are open except for the waterfront. Usually we have, nature, crafts, all that sort of stuff going on through the day. Field and Stream is a new program that we have going on this year. We were actually looking to start that up over the last couple of years, but that was a little bit of a COVID pushback on starting this new program. And that will be a focus on fishing and shooting sports. That will be the main focus of program through that weekend. Summer camp dates are up there for July. We have another OA weekend for older scouts in the Order of the Arrow in September, but that is also the weekend of our fall workday. September 17th will be that. Just like we have to get camp ready in the spring, we also have to do a lot of things to button up camp for the winter season. So we do that on the fall workday. Again, anyone is welcome to come on up. There is usually a registration that is up fairly early for those days, and really we just need to know numbers for a lunch. We provide a lunch for you on those days. So and then we have 2 more events, one in October and one in November. Fall Family Camp is our Cub family weekend where we go Saturday and Sunday on the October 15th, 16th weekend and do, again, most of our program areas are open. That one's usually kind of neat. There's some special things that we do for Halloweenish activities. There's a camp-wide trick-or-treat thing that is just, it's kind of an amazing tradition that the whole camp kind of goes trick-or-treating through all the campsites. That's just a neat, fun event. Gaming weekend is our last event of the 2022 season, and that is a both Scouts BSA and Cub Scout event. Scouts BSA come in for the whole weekend. They come in Friday night, they go home on Sunday, but during the day on Saturday, we have a gaming day for Cub Scouts as well. So the gaming weekend for Scouts BSA is a little bit more focused towards strategy games, board games, some role-playing games, card games, things like that. On the Cub Scout end of it is a little bit more of the outdoory kind of team building, sports and games and things like that. We have all those kind of things going on through the day. So lots of stuff going on at CK this year. Check out our social media pages and the council website for more information as you guys get closer to these events coming up through the year. All right, as far as formal presentation-y kind of stuff, that was pretty much what I had. Oops, I'm messing up the control panel thing. Uh-oh. All right, trying to get off screen share mode. And then we'll, as soon as I can figure out how to do this, there we go. We'll take any questions or anything anybody has as we go along. If I can figure out how to unmute you guys.
Rob, being a webinar-based program, unless you make a person a presenter, they can't speak. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to bang them in the question section, and we'll do our best to answer them.
Okay, yeah, throw the, there's a questions panel kind of thing. If anybody has anything they want to throw in there, go right ahead.
That's pretty easy. I don't see anything.
I know, I'm not seeing, I managed to get it pulled up here and I don't see anything. Don't be shy if there's,
There we
something.
go. Is there any minimum enrollment?
For a unit? No. It can be a parent and a kid. Now, what we do in that case, if it's just like, one parent and a child from a unit who are coming, we'll match you up with somebody. we'll get you in with a unit, preferably that's, you know, somewhere kind of local to you. You know, if it's a what's
I guess the rest of the question that wasn't popping up on my screen is compared to last year, you know, are we planning on closing any weeks because of attendance? And I think that question, you have to wait and see where attendance goes. We do not want to do that, but at a certain point in time, you know, there's certain numbers that just won't make sense financially, you know, for the camp, for the council, for the staff. So we'll monitor that situation. And that's why we ask people to sign up early and sign up ahead of time. And makes all those kinds of concerns go away.
right. Yeah, I don't have anything necessarily else to add to that. That's pretty much where we, you know, hopefully our enrollment's at a point where we don't need to do that. By adult leader on the pricing, yes, any parent would be under that price, yes.
Oh, look at that. That button makes it easier to read questions.
Oh, there's a button that makes them easier to read, because I can see them like tiny little ones at a time. There's something.
I now have a thing. I clicked on the question mark and it popped right up in the center of my screen.
Come on.
Gotta love technology, folks, right? I mean,
If you want to, Rob, it's I'm guessing that you guys have a sidebar. The gray boxes, when you have them
Yep.
drop down, they have like a little pop out button on the right.
Yeah, I just found it. Thank you, Connor.
I was gonna say on a note too, on the first week getting pulled. I mean, at the beginning it wasn't even looking like that, and we were so close to having it. But I'd like to note too, we were successful in being able to move a lot of the people. Well, not saying because it was not a lot of people that had to be moved, but all of them were successfully able to try and move or negotiate times as well, which was wonderful outcome for that particular situation too.
Yeah, I'm really, really optimistic that I think we will fill our 3 weeks this year. But again, we'll look at that as we get folks starting to sign up. Well, I don't want to necessarily, you know, keep you guys on just waiting for if you have any questions that we didn't answer. You know, this is one of those that, like, you know, as soon as you get off, you think of your question, that's fine. Please reach out to me. My email's on the website. If you go right to Leather Stocking Council and you look under the camps section, pretty much under any event that's under the camp section, my email's on there. So, and it's just Rob Mahardy at scouting.org is basically what it is. So feel free to reach out if you guys do have questions. You know, if you don't, you know, call the council office too, if you can. They will forward you in my direction.
that we will. All right, folks, thank you for jumping in. We will publish this and be ready to answer more questions, and maybe we'll do it again next month.